As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the Blue Zerg player, the Blue Zerg himself from South Korea. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. What the hell's going on? We're gonna be spicy, pappy, as SHIN moves out with his drone and he's setting up for a hatch block, or for a proxy hatch. So the drone does veer off towards the top side, moving out towards the natural. And we'll see how Krystianer reacts, as I believe this hatchery should be to disrupt the wall. Actually, no early pull. Okay, no early pull timing. So it's going to be hatch. He was checking for a pylon block. So no pylon block. We're keeping that drone on patrol. Now moving in. Now going for the hatch block. This should be here to block the expansion. If there was an earlier pull timing, then we could disrupt the wall, but there's no pull. Here comes that hatchery. Now, with our initial openers here, Krystianer, he scouts with the probe. He sees there's no gas and he sees there's no pull timing, so he's fully aware that there's nothing really threatening him, but he still has to deal with this to expand, right? This is still going to disrupt him, so we have a Zealot on the way. We're walling up, Krystianer, he opts not to pull the boys, which means this is going to be a massive delay. It's going to be a big delay here for Krystianer. Now, there's a bit of a give and take here. There's some pros, there's some cons. On the one hand, yes, Krystianer, he will have a very delayed expansion, but there is going to be a window in time where Krystianer, he's going to have 2 Zealots and 2 Adepts, right? Here comes the second Zealot, and the next unit should be an Adept at this lineup with the Cyber Core and the second Gateway. So it should be 2 Zealots and 2 Adepts. This will be dealt with, and then Krystianer can counterattack. And that counterattack can get out of hand. We have seen some Zerg players respond and defend with some spine crawlers, just because Ling production, Queen production, Ling speed, it's all going to be delayed. We'll see how SHIN reacts. As SHIN has forced out all these units very early on, and Krystianer has to make use of it. Ooh, as we let the expansion finish, okay. Hatchery does finish, which means SHIN is going to delay even further. It's going to be a Stargate before Nexus. Broodlings, they nibble on the pylon, nothing major. And again, here comes that counterattack. There you go. I see in chat, was SHIN seeded like 15? SHIN and Clem, they were, I believe, random seeded, both of them. The way that I was actually going to talk about this after that last series. The reason why we saw SHIN versus Clem in the round 16 is because Wardi doesn't seed. It's random. Wardi, he only seeds the top 4 players from the previous tournament. So there have been some weeks recently that Clem hasn't been playing, or he hasn't been competing. So as a result, like, you would just get random seeds. So again, it's only top 4 from the previous weekly. Then you just gain that back. Just roll the dice. Meanwhile, the army has arrived. He's going for the queen. So far, there's 3 queens, a good amount of Zerglings as well, and SHIN is holding. SHIN, he's holding on. He's keeping up. Ooh, and he does get a queen, though. Where are the Zerglings? Yeah, SHIN underreacting. He underreacts. 1, 2, 3 queens going to go down. Massive pickups. This should not have happened. But again, SHIN, he underreacted with his Zerglings. Krystianer, he does get some value here. The Oracle's not done. No Spore here in the main base, but in the natural, because the queens are meant to be the anti-air. Oh, and this is getting in hand. 5 drones, 3 queens. Lings, they can't counterattack. There's more Oracles on the way. And even though SHIN had a nice start, Krystianer is punishing quite hard. He's punishing. Oof. Krystianer getting up to 7 drones. Seven drones go down. We have more Oracles coming in. That's the 3rd Oracle. But I should also emphasize that is unique to Wardi's tournaments. The WardiTV Monday has, again, only seeding for the top 4 of the last week. Meanwhile, like, our tournament has full seeding. I believe the Pigstar Cups have full seeding as well. I don't know what the seeding process is for Monday Night Weeklies. They might just do full random. I'm not entirely certain about them. But each tournament have their own rules, right? They have their own rules. I say we do full seeding. I believe we do full seeding only if you have like a Liga Lac. Like I believe below a certain rating on a Liga Lac, we just random. Yeah. And Krystianer is just going to double down. Just going to double down. From here, we do have 4 gateways. The glaives are on the way. Krystianer has already achieved a lot of damage. He's already killed 3 queens. And Krystianer will commit. Okay, nice positioning. The oracles, they make it back in time. 1 adept goes down. Only 1. And what does Shin have to defend? Shin, he has 1 gas. Okay, he has 1 gas mining. Now getting a 2nd gas geyser. Is going for his roach warren. But again, can he actually make any roaches to defend? Shows those adepts. And here they come. Yeah, roach warren's just not finishing up. There's not much gas. Only 2 roaches. That's all Shin can afford. Okay, up to 6 on the way. But again, they just now started. Adepts are threatening a shade. They catch a queen. Oh, okay. Queen does pull back. Queen pulls back in time. Shading into the 3rd. Meanwhile, Lings, they were in position. Nice round here with the Lings. Okay. Shin holds. Yeah, Shinny does hold on. Lings, they were in position. Roaches, they pop out in time, and Shin shuts us down. This should have achieved so much more damage. Shin had such a rough start to this game. But Shin loses too. The 2 drones go down to the adepts. The oracles, they make up for that a little bit here, but Krystianer's third was delayed. He's stuck with all these adepts, and here comes the all-in. What do we have? Overlord speed. The drop lords. The drop lords are coming. Shin is cutting workers at 47. Shin, he does have a worse economy compared to Krystianer, but he's all in. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Here we go. We're loading up. The taxis are full. The Link Roach Raptor is coming, and we'll see if Krystianer can survive. Again, it's been a very messy game. Oh, it's been messy, pal. Shin throwing away Zerglings. Can he spot the stasis traps? Ooh, massive connections. Yeah, 1 does connect, the other as well. Not bad. With that, the shield batteries are still on the way. Oof. Shin, does he have enough? Yeah, queens are falling. Not enough anti-air. Losing 1, losing 2 queens. Both queens go down. Lings are falling, roaches as well. And Krystianer, he's holding. But the stasis traps are running out. Yeah, stasis traps are running out, but the shield batteries are ready. And Krystianer, he will clean up all these roaches. Cleans up the roaches, shuts down the all-in. And Shin, the all-in has failed. The all-in has failed. Oh no, the queens. Sorry, the ravagers even. Shinny has to pull away. Did kill 19 probes. Oh, okay. 19 probes that go down. That was a lot of economic damage. Shin, he's not out of this yet. Ay, ay, ay. So thankfully for Shin, he was able to get some economic damage. But where are you going to take us? Shin is getting another expansion, but it looks like it's only going to be for Larva. Shin, he's making 5 overlords. So higher chances, just gearing up for a 2nd all-in. Yep. So time for wave 2. It's time for round 2. Krystianer, unfortunately, where's Blink? Oh, he has not. Blink should be done by now, but there's no Blink. Just now going double robo. Late robos here by Krystianer. So even though Krystianer survived the first wave, like, he's stuck with a very low quality army. It's an Stalker. By now he should have at least Blink and at least some Immortal production. So the follow-up is very late, right? The follow-up is very, very late here for Krystianer. Partially because of the economic damage. True. Because he did lose at 19 pros. You know, Lings, they flood in. The wall's not a wall. Lings, they flood into the bases. Roach Ravager pushing forward. And probes are going down. Oh, no reaction. No reaction. So much economic damage. 22 probe kills. And even if SHIN doesn't break the third base, he has done crippling damage at the natural in the main. Yeah, everything is going down. 34 probes. Ay. GG gets called. And SHIN, he does take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. SHIN, he does take a lead in the series. Again, Krystianer, it was just a very shaky game. Very, very messy game here from both players where SHIN, he did sustain a lot of damage early on. He was able to delay the expansion, but he lost 3 queens. He lost 3 queens to the follow-up, 3 queens, and 5 drones in the defense. Likewise, we saw Krystianer, because he was ahead, he went into Glaive Adepts, but he got surrounded. His Adepts got surrounded. The Adepts, they did no damage. He killed 2 drones. 2 drones went down. That was not worth it. And with that, SHIN was able to defend, turn that into an all-in. I will say that Krystianer had a very impressive all-in thanks to his stasis traps, but he still lost 19 probes, right? He defended against the all-in, but his economy was still crippled, and that slowed everything down. His Immortals, his Blink, everything was delayed. Here we go. We're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Blue Zerg. Leading the series 1-0, it is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player. We have the Polish Protoss representing offside Esports. It is Krystianer. As once again, SHIN is set up for the proxy hatch. Yeah, speaking of it, this time it's going to be a much earlier hatchery. Remember last game, SHIN went hatch first. He went hatch, then into a hatchery, then into a spawning pool. This time the proxy hatchery has been prioritized. It's still going to be a delayed pool though. Or is it? Probe is in position. Going hatch gas. Yeah, hatch gas pool. Okay, so an earlier pool timing here by SHIN. And once again, just like last game, it is going to be double gateways, a 2-gate response, double Zealot, double Adept, and that leads into the counterattack. We might even see Krystianer go for the Stargate before expanding again. Might even see. And we'll see if SHIN cancels or not. I mean, there's plenty of HP. Yeah, there's plenty of HP, so it probably would be worth it to just let it finish, delay even further. Yeah, there's a completion. And SHIN is just buying time. He's buying time for his queens. Buying time for his defense. He's also holding onto that larva. And there it is. Stargate before expanding. Does start link speed. And this larva should also delay, right? It should be able to delay a little bit further here as well. SHIN has a couple of seconds. There it is. Starts up a pair of lings. This is again just keeping the army busy. It's still only 1 pair. There's a cancel. Ooh, doesn't quite make another pair though. And it's gonna be 4 adepts. Jesus. So 4 adepts, 2 zealots. Back at home, what do we have to defend? It's gonna be 2 queens. So 2 queens and as many lings as possible. SHIN cutting workers at 20. This time he's getting spores. Remember, last game he was caught off guard by the Oracle, but the Overlord confirms, and this time the spores will be ready. So far it does feel like a cleaner defense out of SHIN. Third queen has arrived. He pulls back. Yeah, he pulls back. Collapsing on the army. Does get a full surround. Oof, and this time Krystianer, he gets 0 damage. Last game he killed 3 queens and 5 drones. This time all the queens survive, and this time the spores are ready in the bases. They're ready in the bases. SHIN can counterattack. A much cleaner game this time by SHIN. And SHIN's in trouble. Sorry, SHIN. Sorry, I meant to say Krystianer's in trouble. Krystianer's in trouble. Lings, they force the Oracle to stay back at home. They delay the 3rd expansion. Delay. As the Oracles move out, the Lings, they move in. They move in, and they might get the pylon. Yeah, they will. Goes down. Okay, there's a lot of pressure on Krystianer to find some damage. He's got 2 Oracles on the right. He's got the Adepts on the left. Ooh, as they get surrounded. Yeah, rough position here from Krystianer. Adepts, they do nothing. Oh. Better flyby though. He does get 4 drones. 4 drones in total, but the Oracles are pinned back. At the same time, there's at least 1 Oracle back at home, but it's out of energy. Oh, good. Yeah, the Oracle's out of energy. I'm not too sure as to why. Okay, there's the energy overcharge. Does hold. Does hold, does defend. Oh my god. Calm down. Ooh, as the Oracles, they barely do make it back home. They recall back. And again, SHIN is looking very comfortable. SHIN is up 20 workers. He has what, 64, now down to 62, taking his gases, getting another expansion, droning up even further, full 3-base saturation. Krystianer, his own 3rd, it's only just now getting started, really. Just because the early sim game has gone so poorly here for Krystianer, it's been rough. Now, Krystianer behind this is going into charge. He's known for going to a very heavy charge Archon Immortal based composition. He's very fond of it. It's quite effective if he has momentum. The problem is that he doesn't. Krystianer gets turned away. We have a Spire here for SHIN. Don't know if he needs it, but sure, why not? Going for the Spire. I mean, Lings, they confirm all the sentries. Seeing mass sentry like this is indicative of a more immortal-based composition and charge-based composition. So this is calculated out of SHIN. SHIN knows that there's a very low chance that Krystianer has Blink. Right, very, very low chance. So no Blink Stalkers does mean there's less anti-air. Means that mutas are more effective. These hallucinations may be able to confirm the Spire. Yeah, one goes down, the other gets in. And he... No, he doesn't get behind the base. It doesn't get behind the mineral line. It fails to scout. The Spire is still hidden. Yeah, no. And here come the mutas. Whereas otherwise, we could see Phoenix production, we could see Blink being researched, we could see cannon shield batteries in the mineral lines. Celts are getting caught out. Again, just causing a big distraction. Forcing out some shield, sorry, some force fields. Ooh, catching out the Archon. Who catches through the Zealots? They do trade well towards the end against the Roaches. But here come the Mutas. Yeah, Mutas are going for the army, they're going for the Oracles. Gets one. One Oracle goes down, zones back the army. Again, there's no anti-air here. The anti-air is the sentries. And with that, he'll focus on both High Templar. Both Templar go down. Another Oracle. So 2 Oracles, 2 Templar. No damage in the main base. And he's forcing Krystianer all in. Krystianer is completely all in. He's all in, back. He's all in. And with this, he won't be able to reinforce. We do have Mutas. They hit the 3rd base. All these probes are going to be going down. We're going for the base trade. Let's go. Krystianer, he has to commit. Okay, now what does Krystianer have? He has 2 High Templar. He has 2 Templar. Never mind. 0 Storms. So 0 Storms. Morphing in Archons. SHIN instead, he's committing to the base trade. He breaks into the natural. Every probe is going down. And I believe that there's no probe. There's no probe on the map. There's no way to build any other buildings. Drones, they escape. Drones get away. We have more hatcheries, more bases. And Krystianer is down to 0. Yeah, down to 0 workers. Krystianer, he cannot win this game. He can try to race back home, and he is. He has to. You can see he's racing everything back home to defend, but he still leaves some supply across the map to kill drones, to kill some buildings. Rovers are falling. As they catch out the Phoenixes, they try to at least. And it's going to be a one-way trip with these Lings. He just fights. Yeah, he just commits. Diving the army, diving the Archons. Massive Archon shot's going to be going up. A nice magic boxing. Gets 2. Gets 2 Archons. There's 1 left. Oh, down to 0. Yeah, 0 Archons remaining. Down to 3 Phoenixes. Oof. Just fighting the Stalkers head on. Down to 2. 2 Phoenixes left. And remember, these are still the final buildings. Here in the main, they're still the final buildings. Oh. SHIN did lose all of his drones actually, and he has no mining. Uh-oh. SHIN has no mining, so what you see is what you get when it comes to his buildings as well. Oof. Down to 1 Phoenix. But there's still so many bases, so many buildings left here for SHIN. No! The final Phoenix! Get out of here! And GG gets called. He cannot save those final buildings, and SHIN will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very intense game 1. Game 1 was a lot more intense. Game 1 was a lot more back and forth. Here in game 2, I will say that SHIN did tidy things up. He did kind of tighten up his build, tighten up his play. As you mentioned in the first game, what did we see? Krystianer, he killed 3 queens. He killed 3 queens, he killed 5 drones. He had a very, very nice start to the game, which led into his Glaive Adepts, which I would say he did fumble the ball with. True, the Glaive Adepts did leave much to be desired, but the early game was solid. Here in game 2, we saw SHIN tighten up. We saw SHIN, he didn't make extra Lings, he was in position, he made his spores as well, so he was ready for the Oracle harass, was ready for the Oracle follow-up. He got a full surround as well. He had earlier Ling speed. Remember, this time he had a hatchery into gas pool. Game 1 was hatch, pool gas, so that's why Ling speed was so late in game 1, but much earlier here in game 2. Much earlier. Got a full surround. GG. GG, well played. With that, he was able to get into a comfortable mid game as well, got away with his mutas, didn't get scouted, and with that he does advance on to the semi-finals. My condolences to Krystianer. He's knocked out of the tournament, and we are now getting ready for those semis. Oh boy. It is going to be a best of three here. SHIN does advance on to the semi-finals, and actually we can have a look together here. One moment.